It was somewhere around 1949. Don't hold it against him, okay? We're almost the same age, so it's okay. He's the second oldest of 8 children. He's married to his wife of 30 years, Quico Canseco, and they have 3 grown children, Carlos, Quico, and Ani. And Congressman and his wife attend the St. Matthew's Catholic Church in San Antonio, Texas. The Congressman joined the board of directors at the Hondo National Bank in Hondo, Texas, which is not too far from Del Rio, Texas. He worked with investors to prevent the bank from failing. And now the farmers and ranchers of Hondo have successfully achieved a really nice community in Hondo, in the Hondo area. And just to, Hondo is a small community, but there's a lot of community banks around there. You might say, well, we don't want to hear about the bankers, but some of the community banks in our area do a lot of good. And the congressman has been very supportive of credit unions and the initiatives that we've had in our community. So I want to thank you for that, Congressman. You've been very supportive of that. And we have a lot of things in here. The congressman was sworn into office on January 2011, and he represents the 23rd district in Texas of the 112th Congress. And he's also one of the new freshmen, and he serves in the Financial Service Committee, which they were very kind to invite me last week. I was in San Antonio, and I had the privilege and honor to be there and testify for credit unions. There were 2 credit unions and 4 bankers, and we had an awesome time with the chairman, Capito. And thank you so much for that, and I'll let you do what you're best at.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank all of you for having me here today. This is a very important group to our nation and to our nation's finance. But I must say, the paella is so good, Maria. It's great. Thank you very much. And I know that if I'm invited to your home, that I will get the same type of
Of course.
And on that same note, welcome to Washington on the first day of spring. I personally made an effort to make sure that every one of the cherry blossoms and all the white things came up so that you can enjoy them for your sightseeing. I'll turn them off when you all leave. Well, without kidding aside, welcome to Washington. And that as a member of the Financial Committee, I appreciate you being here this week to have your voice heard on Capitol Hill. My name is Francisco Canseco, and you spell Francisco Q-U-I-C-O. So to all of you, my dear friends, I am Quico, and I expect to be that to every one of my friends. So I represent the 23rd Congressional District of Texas. It stretches from San Antonio all the way into El Paso County, and I'm privileged to represent a lot of goats, sheep, cattle, and a lot of really good, solid people in every town and hamlet in between San Antonio and El Paso, with almost 800 miles of Texas-Mexico border. So Texas is certainly at the forefront of the growing Hispanic population in our country. And I spend a lot of time when I'm back in the district visiting with Hispanic business owners, bankers, and credit unions who keep me up to speed on the needs of the community they serve. And I also spend a number of years, as Maria said, with a community bank, the Hondo National Bank. It was a failing institution in 1995. I stepped in, I recapitalized it, and I think that we grew it into a great, prosperous community bank in Medina County, with now 4 branches and several other surrounding counties in the area. But for the last 15 months, the Financial Services Committee has held a number of hearings about the future of credit unions and community banks. And from where I sit, I see the business model that all of you as credit union representatives represent coming under continued threat from policies in Washington that only serve to hurt small financial institutions and the very customers that we all serve. Just last week, we held a hearing in San Antonio to examine some of these issues facing credit unions and community banks. Maria Martinez was kind enough to come and contribute a lot of the testimony at that hearing that will hopefully make a huge difference as we approach legislation coming up this year and next. So I'd like to highlight Maria's from Border Federal Credit Union in Del Rio, and some of her testimony, which I think was very important. I hope you don't mind. Ms. Martinez's credit union has about $100 million in assets and serves a customer base that is about 85% Hispanic in towns like Del Rio and other surrounding areas. It is an institution that people rely on for car loans, equity loans, and other consumer credit that helps increase the quality of life in their community. And she and her border credit union make an enormous amount of impact in many communities, especially the communities that are neighbors to Valverde County, to the east and to the west, especially as they grow in their economic prosperity with an enormous amount of oil and gas, newfound oil and gas activity. There's not a reliance on a mega financial institutions as there may be in other places in these rural counties. Yet the regulatory burden facing Border and other credit unions around the country only serves to hamper their ability to continue to serve their customers and their customer base in the best way that they know how. When more personnel are being used to comply with new rules than to serve customers, we have a very bad situation that needs to be addressed. One of the reasons our country has the most competitive and dynamic financial system in the world is because of the diversity of the institutions that consumers and customers are able to choose from. Credit unions is one in that huge panoply of services. Every type of institution is unique and has something different to offer their customer base, and we cannot risk further consolidation our financial systems so that credit is only provided by 4 or 5 institutions around the country. Yet that is where these regulations may take us if they continue to exist. This is one of the reasons I've always been a strong supporter of the tax exemption for credit unions. You have a distinct business model from banks, and the tax exemption plays a very vital part in that. As a member of the Financial Services Committee, I will always fight to ensure that credit unions maintain their vital role in our economy and in our communities. So with that said, I thank you all very much for having me here in front of you today, and thank you for the wonderful paella and the wonderful company that you all serve. Thank you.
Congressman Canseco, I may not know how to make paella, but cabrito. You better believe it. There's a lot of chivitos out there. Cuda knows. I told them they were laughing at me because, we own a ranch down in Texas, and the ranches over there, they tend to be really big. If you have 1,000 acres, it's probably a very small ranch, and we do have 1,000 acres. But I was telling them that we grow goats. And they asked me, do you butcher them? I said, yes. And do you eat them? Yeah. We grow them for that, so we can eat them, and they come out really good. So next time you're in anybody, if you come and visit me, we'll make some cabrito for you. But thank you, Congressman. Thank you for being here. Would you allow us some pictures, maybe?
Absolutely.
Let's take 5 minutes.